Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Let's get started. A little over a week ago, I picked up a Behringer Model D, and I absolutely love it. It sounds amazing, and it's already taught me a lot more about subtractive synthesis. The best thing about this synth, though, is that it's an extremely affordable way for just about anyone to get basically a Minimoog into their setup. And because it is a clone of the legendary Minimoog Model D, it's monophonic. But the more I play with sound shaping on this, especially in the higher register and kind of the softer variety of sounds, I find myself longing for the ability to play more than one note at the same time. Well, today, we are going to use the Teenage Engineering OPZ to do just that. So, in preparation for this video, I went ahead and recorded several samples of the Model D into my computer. I've got a bass, as well as a higher lead sound that actually has a little bit of a filter swell into it, and I think it's going to work really, really well as a pad. So those are both on my computer. I'm going to move the Model D out of the way, we're going to get the OPZ, and we are going to sample from the computer into the OPZ via USB. I will show you how to do that in just a sec. Okay, so here we are at the OPZ. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And before we get started, you want to make sure that you've got your sampling slots completely open. So we're going to do the bass sound first. I'm going to put it in sound 0, which the 0 is not illuminated. So if we select it, yep, that's just the default tone, so there is nothing there. We're ready to sample into the bass slot. Let's check our chord track. Same thing, 0 is not illuminated. We'll hold it down until it loads. Again, the default sound. So we are ready to go when it comes to sampling. So what you're going to need is a USB A to C cable. The one that came with your OPZ will work just fine, but I'm using a third-party one. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into my computer, and then I'm going to plug it into the OPZ. So now our OPZ will be acting as a class-compliant audio device with our computer. So not only can we send audio out, but we can receive audio in via USB. So on my computer, you guys can't see it, but I'm going to make sure that, yep, the OPZ is set as my speaker. So let's do the bass sound first. So we're going to go to the bass track, make sure we're on our empty slot. In this case, for me, that's number 0. We're going to hold stop and tap record. That puts us into sampling mode. If you want to monitor your audio coming in, press the play button. So if we do click play to monitor, we'll notice that it's using the onboard mic. So we hit play again to turn off monitor. The reason it went to the onboard mic is because it wasn't receiving any audio. So I'm going to go ahead and play the sound on my computer. Now I'll hit play. Now we can very clearly hear it monitoring it. So I'm going to drag the sample back to the beginning. I'm going to hold record on the OPZ and hit my spacebar to play my sample in my audio player. Awesome. So there we go. Let's go ahead and let's hold C and see how it sounds. So we can hear there's a bit of a delay between us hitting the button and when the sample actually starts. That's okay, because the green dial actually affects when our sample starts. So let's move it a little more, and we're looking for those to line up. Almost. If you have the phone app with you, then you can get a visual representation of your waveform for your sample. That makes it a lot easier. That works pretty well, though. Awesome. So I think we're done with our bass sound. Let's go ahead and hit stop. And now, in slot 0 on the bass track, we have a sample of the Model D. Now, if we wanted to adjust the actual gain of the sample, we could go back to sampling mode by holding stop and tapping record, and the red dial is our gain. Obviously, get as loud as you can without clipping. So that sounds pretty good to me. Let's hit stop. All right, time to do the chord sound. So we're going to go to the chord track. We're already on number 0. Once again, we're going to enter sampling mode by holding stop and tapping record. Let's go ahead here. I'm going to open up my pad sound. There we go. We can hear it. So I'm going to drag that back to the beginning. Now I'm just going to hold record, and we are going to record it. I'm going to go just until the end. There we go. Once again, we can hear there is some time between when we hit the key and when the sample actually plays. That sounds pretty good. Get our gain up a little. There we go. Let's hit stop. We're done sampling now. And now we should have, since we're on the chord track, we should have polyphony on this sample. So let's go ahead and play a C major. Oh yeah, we got polyphony. It did sound like it clipped a little bit, so I'm gonna go back into sampling mode. I'm gonna bring the gain back down. Let's try a C major now. Perfect. Amazing. That sounds so good. So now what we can do is we can unplug the OPZ from the computer, get that cable out of the way. We can bring in a controller like the KeyStep. We can bring the lens out so we can see everything. There, we've got that all set up. Let's go ahead and get our USB Type-C to micro B cable hooked in here. KeyStep power's on. How awesome is that? We now have full polyphony of the chord track. We can play the Model D up to 4 notes at once, or we can stack 6. If you have extended chord mode on, I'll put a link to that video on how to get extended chords on the secret menu. Very, very exciting. Let's go to the bass track and try that sample out. Oh my God. How good does that sound? That's amazing. So now we've got the Model D sampled into the OPZ. We can come up with all sorts of awesome stuff. That is so cool. All right, let's go ahead and get some, let's get the kind of the distortion effect off of there. Of course, we can soften it up with our filter. We can use the envelope now. So awesome. The OPZ is a beast. I don't get why anyone could talk down to this thing given its size and the power that it possesses. Well worth $600 again. I'll say it a million times. We actually do have access to the LFO on all these sounds as well, but we'll get into that in a later video. Something like that. Let's just get a kick drum going here. That'll work. Let's just, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the metronome out of there. Go to the bass track again. All right, let's play this in. Record plus play means it's ready to go as soon as we play a note. Quantize that. Oh yeah. Go to chord mode. Set it to 2 measures. Let's play it. I'm gonna bring the volume down. Filter it a little. Let's bring our bass down as well. There we go. Now we can just solo, like a vibraphone, you know? Oh man, how awesome is that? We now have the Mini Moog sounds, well, the Behringer Model D, but effectively the Mini Moog sounds into the OPZ. That excites me greatly. That worked out better than I could have possibly imagined. The bass sounds massive, the pads sound warm and lush. I can't wait to get some more lead sounds onto here. And you know, the Model D can crank out some pretty cool analog drum sounds too, so maybe there's a custom kit in the future. If that happens, I'll be sure to share it with you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on it, share it with your friends. We are on the climb to 1,500 subscribers right now. We're sitting at, I think, just under 1,300, so thank you to everyone who's hit subscribe. Yeah, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. You can dislike it if you did not enjoy it. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. I got new videos coming out every day. Check out the links below in the description if you haven't yet. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.